Those who refuse the gift of eternal life are condemned to wander in the darkness of eternal night. Coming this fall from SJS Direct.
The latest business to get woke and go broke is the NBA. Now, the National Basketball Association has always been a successful organization until recent years when its players decided to get involved with social justice. And this year, the decision to get involved with social justice has led to the complete collapse of the NBA in terms of ratings, because in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd, we had numerous NBA players come out here looking to make a political statement on the court. And you had players like LeBron James coming out here wearing t shirts talking about Black Lives Matter. And you had the NBA going out of its way to promote so called diversity by placing the term Black Lives Matter on its basketball courts. Unfortunately, the audience was not interested in seeing this political narrative presented to them at NBA games, and as a result, NBA ratings have plummeted over the course of the last few months. And now, in the NBA Finals, the ratings are at an all-time low for an NBA Finals. They have dropped as low as over 70% in over the last 3 games. And that is primarily connected to the narrative that many NBA players and the league has pushed, promoting the identity politics of Black Lives Matter in their games, and their players like LeBron James making this political statement to support groups like Black Lives Matter. And most of the audiences across the country, on seeing that contradictory message being presented to them on screen, they have decided to protest this whole social justice narrative promoted by the NBA by just not watching the games. So, this is the main reason why the NBA has suffered a major ratings drop. Their woke players want to push identity politics, and many of them, like LeBron James, don't even understand the politics that they are promoting. And that is the most troubling thing for me when I see LeBron James out here talking about Black Lives Matter. He doesn't really understand what the organization is all about, because to see a heterosexual black man promoting an organization that promotes single motherhood on its website and talks about promoting single mother households as something that needs to be the norm, and uses the deaths of black men to elevate its political cause that promotes the alphabet agenda and single mothers. This is something that is quite troubling, that you see all of these heterosexual black male basketball players going out here promoting a organization that runs contradictory to themselves. So that's one of the things that makes many of these NBA players look like hypocrites, and it makes it look like they have not really done their research. They're sitting there wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts, not understanding that the organization is not about supporting black men, not about promoting black men as having their lives having value, and not about promoting black men's lives as someone who is important to the community, nor is it about promoting black men getting support while they are alive, in addition to getting justice that punishes your rogue police officers, your race soldiers who have infiltrated police departments and want to use the badge as a weapon to execute black people, and your suburban commandos like George Zimmerman, who think that they are above the law and have all the justification to murder young boys like Trayvon Martin. Not to mention, you don't have any of these players talking about the ongoing black on black crime in places like New York City here, where we've got black people going out here and shooting other black people, murdering little children, nor do they want to talk about the high rates of abortion. So the Black Lives Matter organization that the NBA players want to promote the politics of is oftentimes very anti-black community, and many people are turned off by that hypocritical politics presented by these players, and they're also disgusted by the agenda that Black Lives Matter supports. So when they look at Black Lives Matter and they think about this organization where they go into black owned businesses and terrorize black business owners like they did in one McDonald's, or people who talk about Black Lives Matter and go out here and participate in rioting behavior, this is the thing that makes them think about these NBA players and believe that they're hypocrites, and they're sitting there promoting this identity politics in order to virtue signal to everybody that they're all about black people, but they're not on the ground in the community seeing the damage that this organization is doing. And that's why people are not tuning into the games, because they don't believe that the politics that these NBA players are promoting is genuine, nor do they believe that the league is genuine. And when you look at the league's current actions, where you have the commissioner, Adam Silver, looking at the ratings for the NBA and how they have completely dropped by 70%, it shows us that they're not genuine, because your commissioner has decided that in the 2021-2022 season, he's not going to promote any sort of agendas on the floor of NBA games. And the reason why he's not going to promote any sort of agenda on the floor of the NBA games is because he sees that the social justice agenda has led to his players becoming woke, but it has led to the owners going broke. And the owners are not interested in losing any more money to this social justice narrative. So now the owners are only investing in the NBA in order to make profits, and there is nothing profitable about the agenda of social justice warriors, social justice, or the identity politics that they promote. And the reason why there is no profit in it for these businesses is because many of the people out here see these $1 million players as hypocrites, because many of these same players who put on Black Lives Matter shirts do not really go out here and support the communities that have to deal with the oppression they run into from these race soldiers and these rogue police officers and these suburban commandos. And many of these same players, they talk about they're wearing these shirts and promoting identity politics. These are the same guys who are out here with white women. And that, again, shows the hypocrisy of these players. And it's how it's all one big virtue signal. And it also shows the hypocrisy of these owners and how it was all about them trying to win brownie points with people and trying to virtue signal to the public how they weren't about racism. But when it comes down to their dollars, they decide to abandon this woke agenda. And they never were really about anything except empty symbolism. And that symbolism was about showing how they were so-called not racist. But when we look at the way the NBA owners treated many of their players and the way they walk away from their agenda, they show us that they're not about empowering black people. They're all about maintaining the same system of white supremacy that enables them to remain rich. And they wanted to go out here and push the woke, but people saw through how disingenuous they are. And this is why the NBA is going broke. And next year, we'll be walking away from social justice altogether. If you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct publications that feature positive images of black people, like the ISIS series, the Eastine series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, you can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, ISIS, All That Glitters. The goddess next door takes on a bikini-clad bank robber in this action-packed, all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, All That Glitters in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.